The secret side of me, I never let you see.
Yeah. You know what that sound means. That sound means it's another great edition of the Thursday Night Throwdown. Joining me directly from Petco Park will be my boy D Money, and a little later. Also joining me will be boy, the bearded one, the Cleveland sensation, who basically is ready to tout the Cleveland Indians as World Series champions. Rich joining us from Cleveland. So I actually met with a business that's located in Cleveland this week. So, Quebec. So, yep. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, how's your day going? Did you take anything earlier?
The only thing I took that I've got going right now is I'm on the first 5 under in the Phillies Marlins game. So they're in the third inning right now.
Yeah, I know D gave the over in that one. That's the only one I didn't tail. D's on fire right now in baseball, which is actually pretty good to see.
Yeah.
But didn't tail that one because to me the Phillies haven't been able to hit. The Pirates just went yard here for a 2-run shot. So that's good for me because I tailed the first. I mean, it's not good for our first 5, but we are getting half a run. So that
that Marlins Park plays to the under generally anyway.
well, here's the biggest thing when you look at baseball right now. Unders are 64% so far for the year.
Well,
in all games. If you just blindly bet the unders, you're up 64%.
You're getting like basically 2 days or 3 days of unders and then 1 day of over. It's very weird. It's like if you look at the board on like a daily basis, it's either over or under is hitting at like 60 or 70% on a daily basis. So if you bet the right way on a single day, I mean you're in pretty good shape. It seems like there's just certain days that all the games go over and certain days that all the games go under. But unders are definitely hitting at a nice clip.
Yeah, all the games, if you check it out, you just blindly bet the under in every game, you'd be up 64%. So if you bet the unders all week, you'd be fine as long as you didn't try to curtail off it. It's there. So we do finally get an out this inning, so that's good. So if we can get to the 5th, I don't care if it's 3-3. I took the over in this game as well. That's kind of was my cover because the Nats have put up some runs. The Pirates have quietly been able to put up runs too with one of the worst starting lineups I've ever seen. That's listed in a baseball game. So we shall see on what's going. I kind of thought St. Louis would give up more of a fight here in this Brewers game. I was kind of shocked that they've been kind of held hitless here. I mean, obviously it's a nice bounce back game for Woodruff. I mean, he wasn't going to go as bad as he was versus the Cubs. He wasn't putting up a 17 ERA today. So, but yeah, I thought
the Brewers in general look like complete dog shit.
Well, that whole division kind of looks like dog shit. I mean, to me, it was
the Cubs have looked okay. I don't know what it is.
But I do keep kicking Seiko to get 2 hits, so I do like that. So that's one of the bets I like. So I know we got a delay in the Toronto Yankee game, so we can talk a little bit about that. We're going to have a delay for a while. I mean, it's starting to rain here, which means it's just going to travel up north. D, like we said, was on fire for the year. D is 24-12 until last night, and he went 1-4. So
it's baseball.
Yep.
I do have in the Royals Tigers game. I took the Tigers team total over 3.5.
Tigers team total over 3.5. Okay.
Yeah. I like that. And then probably I like the Tigers. I like the Tigers to win the game, but they've been going down early. Usually in most of the games that I've watched anyway.
So you think we can get something better live?
Yeah,
Okay.
I might get a better number. I mean, it's real short to start. It's like it's plus 115 now. I think it was plus 105 earlier when I saw it. But
Okay.
yeah, I like the Tigers to win the game, but I didn't want to take it pre-game because I think we get a better number live.
Yeah. No problem. Not taking a pre-flop. Yep.
So I took that, and then on the Cubs game, I took. Let me double check here. Where's my thing?
Brewers just scored another run.
I took Cubs first 5 money line, even money.
Okay, so the Cubs. Okay, that's at 840. Yeah, pitching Justin Steele, a 26-year-old
Steele.
rookie. Yeah, we'll see.
He looked
Versus
good.
Kyle
He looked
Freeland.
good in the first in his first outing.
The only issue that was against the Brewers, and so far everyone's looked good. The Orioles looked pretty good versus the Brewers. So
they looked
Brewers
bad.
bats are ice cold right now, almost as bad as the Phillies. The match I like today, and I didn't see anybody give this, but I am on this. I'm taking the Angels first 5. I'm back with Shohei Ohtani here. And I think we're going to be able to get this. So, all right, so let's put this in the banner.
Yeah, that's not a bad look. I mean, Ohtani against Dunning, and I mean this Rangers offense hasn't really come all together completely yet.
Now, the Seaminator's not been really going off really well. Corey Seager's been okay, but the Seaminator's definitely been having his issues.
Well, and I think the numbers coming back on the Angels because for whatever reason the Angels have been getting a ton of love from the books to start this season. I'll never understand why they were favored in every game in that Astros series.
Well, I mean, their two guns aren't really killing it. You've got Ohtani at 160, Trout at 200, and Rendon at 118. The guys who are keeping them somewhat afloat is Jared Walsh is batting 300, and Brandon Marsh is batting 300. And then they've had, for the most part, decent pitching. It wasn't like the Astros blew them out most of those games. So I got to see what I'd have.
I think
and I've
Joe
got
Adell's I think Joe Adell's a liability in the outfield. I don't know that he's if he's not going to hit. If he's not going to hit, I don't know that they can afford to play him in the outfield. I mean, I saw him throw through to home plate, and he missed home plate by 25 feet.
Yeah, I don't see him in the lineup tonight. I mean, you got Marsh in the lineup, Trout in the lineup, and Rojas is in the lineup today.
Oh yeah, I don't see him in either. Yep.
So, Pirates got something going here. You got runners on the corners. It's not something we want, but like I said, that was my catch. If we can get the over, because I think both these teams pitching sucks. I'm also in the Kansas City Royals.
What'd you say?
I took Kansas City Royals money line, so hopefully they get up, and then Detroit can get there. I know it's a contrarian kind of to your play, but not the same. We'll get in the NBA basketball. I thought the games were tonight. Kind of pissed that they're tomorrow.
Is that what's going on? I'm trying. It's Friday. I'm like, why can't I find this freaking game?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes more sense then.
Which I don't think they should. I mean,
I guess I got
In
to give
one
him a
way,
day off between yesterday and today.
but you're not going to give him a day off the next day.
I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't have wanted it on Thursday instead. Well, I don't know.
So maybe okay, they are going to give a day off. But to me, I think you should punish the team. You're not really a playoff team. I still like the caveat is you must have a winning record to be in the playing game. So, but we'll talk about that. We'll go through those. Tell you what I like, what I don't like. We'll go for some series prices. My book is not giving me series prices, but there's definitely some prices I would take. This is into the gap with the runner on first and third, rolling all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And he's out at third. Tried
Who hit
to
it?
stretch the triple. Adon is able to get it out any way he can. It wasn't Reynolds because Reynolds hit the home run. Looked like it was Kyle Newman. Whoever that is, Newman. But that puts up the Pirates 5-3, which means for the Washington to cash my first 5, I'm also going to get my over.
Yep.
So, time to get this kid out. That was deep center. Hits off the wall, bounces over the guy's head. This will be a triple. This could be inside the Parker. He's going to stay at third.
It's going to be the only game in that Pirates series that didn't go over is going to be the one that I bet to go over. It was the first game.
Yeah. Cole Tucker hits the center field wall, and I will tell you, this is a very terrible job here by Thomas. He doesn't even see the ball. Bounces off the wall, then bounces all the way back into the outfield. Looks like the right fielder actually ends up picking up the ball. And then Tucker does a bow when he gets into third base. So technically, you almost had back-to-back triples. That's not actually something you see every day. Sharp hit ground to third base, and that'll get at the end of the inning. So Adon gives up 5 in 3 innings right now. He's kicking ass. Did D give any hockey? I know D said he was going to be on, and he's going to have some plays.
I don't think so.
But this might be the inebriated D, so just kind of take some things there. We'll talk draft.
Grain of salt.
I will say the best draft pick, the only draft so far, they've only given me like crap draft selections, which I'm really pissed at. It'll get better as we get closer. But right now, I took over 5.5 wide receivers selected in the first round. I think we might get 7.
Yep, I looked at the same thing. I think what I was getting was 6.5 though.
Yeah.
I think 6.5 is still a good number.
Like I said,
it's probably going to be 6 or 7.
Well, you have a lot of things working in your way for that. Yeah, I got over 5.5. Juiced, but I took over 5.5. What you're working on is all these massive contracts are really going to help that. Because if you're a contender and he's not going to be your true number 1 wide receiver, I'd rather go draft a guy and have him for 4 or 5 years on a cheap contract. And then hopefully he can turn into the guy we need instead of paying astronomical fees. Like the Devontae Adams thing, I don't think Adams is going to skip a beat being with Derek Carr. Not that Derek Carr is as good as Aaron Rodgers, but I think he's going to put up fine numbers. Tyreek Hill and
Adams,
yeah.
Adams can make Carr look better too. I mean, there were a lot of balls. There were a lot of balls that Derek Carr threw that were good balls up to Bryan Edwards that Adams would have caught, that Adams would have went and got, and Edwards just never did. So I think,
and everyone kept saying Edwards was the big,
that's a
physical,
good
athletic receiver, and he wasn't there. The other
You
pick
keep waiting for
is
him to do it, and he just doesn't.
so I got some special draft props today. Like I said, it would get better. Well, it got better today. I'm really thinking right now the Jags are trying to do whatever they can to trade out of the pick.
Which they should.
Correct.
They should, because they should be drafting. They should be drafting O-line, and they don't need to draft an offensive lineman at number 1.
There's not a guy worthy to be drafted number 1 at offensive lineman. So,
I honestly don't think Hutchinson is either. But I mean, I know he's like the consensus number 1 pick. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's my issue when you look at this. Just because you have number 1, you're going to draft number 1 just because he's the guy, and you're going to pay him like the number 1. You're going to have expectations to be the next guy. Hutchinson, to me, is the second coming of Jared Allen, a Pro Bowl defensive end, very, very good. Maybe his ceiling is J.J. Watt. And okay, J.J. Watt won 2 Defensive Player of the Years, so maybe that's a big, but that's still not a guy I've drafted first overall. I'll drop
He's
down
not winning
to
you
3,
games.
4. Yeah, I dropped down to 3, 4, 5. Well, you could say Myles Garrett won you some games.
I mean, not really. He's a piece, right? It's great to have those guys, but they're not winning games generally. They can have impacts on the games for sure. Sacks, turnovers, that kind of thing. But I mean, and getting the pressure is being able to get the pressure on the quarterback is key, but you can also work around it, right? I mean, you can roll away from it. You can get away from what those guys do. Now, if you have 2 of them, that makes it difficult.
Well, they technically have to.
They do now. But like for Jacksonville, they don't, right?
You have Allen, who you drafted the 4th
Oh, that's
pick
right.
3 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
This would be the other bookend. And Allen actually had a pretty good year. It looked like he was getting better as the season went on, especially in making plays.
But is he going to want paid?
He's got a couple of years.
Okay.
I mean, to say he's going to want paid. Every single guy on the roster is going to want to be paid.
Well, I mean, if you think about it in terms of how far behind the offense is compared to your defense.
Correct.
I mean, if the defense is good, that's great. But I mean, you still need the offense is still going to do something.
But again, that goes back into my thing. My thing is I'm not drafting Hutchinson at 1. I think right. Hutchinson's a guy 3 to 5 be there. And quite frankly, if you tell me I'm going to drop down to 7 and I'm going to get Kayvon Thibodeau, I'm going to be perfectly fine. I'll be perfectly fine and say, okay, shucks, I got Kayvon Thibodeau and some draft picks. Because what this team needs is more picks. They need more talent on the roster.
Hutchinson came out of nowhere, like basically, and had a fantastic year. But I mean, I never heard about him being considered a top 5 pick until halfway through the season when Michigan was having a good year.
Yeah. And I look at that, and a lot of talk on Trayvon Walker could be a guy, and a lot of people are reading that into basically the Jaguars GM talking about that. He'll take the more freak athlete versus taking the guy who put up the numbers. And I don't see. I think that is 100% smokescreen. I think that is a chance to sit there and see maybe you're the Texans or one of those teams that's a couple picks down farther in the draft who thought they were going to get Trayvon Walker. And all you're trying to do is let them know that, hey, he may not be available because we may take them.
Right.
Which, hey, so if you want to move up to 1 and secure Trayvon Walker, then we would allow you to do that. The Jets, Houston, 3, 4, to be able to pick up. But I don't know. Trayvon Walker is good at Georgia. Wasn't that good that he jumped off the page. Wasn't a guy we even talked about in the national championship at all. I would see that as a colossal error. I still think the guy that has a chance is Ekwununu as the left tackle. Which is, again, like you're saying, offense is where I would go.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to draft these guys unless you think you're really getting a difference maker. I mean, the top end of the draft should be a lot of just skill position, like special guys, right? Guys that you can't make into something else. And I think there's a handful of guys on offense and defense, O-line. There's a handful of guys on the offensive line and the defensive line that they're special guys, but are they number 1 picks? No, probably not. I mean, they are in the right spot, but
Ekwonu has one of the major things. Like, to me, Ekwonu looks like a solid, could be pro ball tackle. The one thing is he's got versatility that no one's ever had. They say he can play all 5 positions on the offensive line.
I think Jacksonville's kind of in a bad spot though, because I think teams know that they don't want to make that pick. I think teams know that. And to me, that's where, if you know that a team doesn't want to make a pick, then you're not going to come with a big offer, because you know that they're probably going to take something less than what it's actually worth.
To me, how bad is doing that? If you drop 2 or 3 picks, and I don't get the what's on the card, but I get second round picks next year and a future first. And I still basically get the guy that I wanted, and I get extra picks, which is essentially what I need.
It's good as long as those extra picks you hit with them.
Yeah.
As long as you hit on some of those extra picks. I mean, there are teams that had, stockpiles of draft picks that didn't hit on anybody. You got to hit on some of them.
Correct. I mean, that's the whole part of this game. I mean, you could have the number 1 pick, the 37th pick. If your guy hits, then yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah. But to me, yeah, I get whatever I can. I stockpile picks and I move down. So I do have some special draft props that just came up today. So I'm definitely going to take a look at these. First overall pick, just in case if you want, Hutchinson is minus 350. Ekwonu, I was talking about, is plus 750. Evan Neal, who some stupid publications actually thought he was going to be the first overall pick. That was never happening. If it's offensive lineman, it's an Ekwonu. And then Trayvon Walker is second at plus 225. He was plus 300. First quarterback selected right now is Kenny Pickett.
Oh, no.
I can't take Kenny Pickett.
It's got to be Malik Willis.
Well, they think that Pickett could go 6 to Carolina. But
are they going to take another Sam Darnold?
Well, see, that's my thought. You're taking a guy who's, 26, 25?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's been there. Well, he's 23, actually. But it feels like he's been at Pittsburgh for like 9 years.
Do you ever measure your hands? Because that's the big thing.
Hands are big thing on a quarterback. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater has small hands, and that's one of his things, holding on to the football.
You know what Pickett's hand size is? Same as mine.
It's the smallest ever that any quarterback's ever had.
His hand size is the same as mine. I wouldn't trust myself to hang on to a football if somebody's swatting at it.
So yeah. So Malik Willis is actually minus 250. Kenny Pickett's minus 135. In the mock that I'm looking at, they actually have Kenny Pickett going first. I think all the other guys have really taken a drop down. The guy I want my team to grab as the second round pick or third round pick as the backup quarterback of the future is Bailey Zappi. Well, Juan Soto strikes out for the second time, and he's got words for home plate umpire. Brubaker is dealing. And those are the two extra picks that my terrible book has actually given me.
I gotta look and see. I don't know if I even have any.
So,
Let me see what I got.
I do love now how, if you haven't noticed, Drake London is moving up the boards. Like, people had Drake London in the early mocks as in the 20s. Drake London is now basically seeing in most mocks in the top 10. So, they talk about Washington could either take Drake London. If not, Kyle Hamilton is the guy who's been dropping down boards. I still think your boy Garrett Wilson is the first wide receiver taken.
I think so too.
How does Chris Olave feel like that? You basically mothered Garrett Wilson in stats and yardage and production.
I think it's the measurables. I think it's the measurables that the teams view Wilson as more of a pro style wide receiver than Olave is. I think it's the Jerry, lack of a better comparison here. I think it's the Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs thing, right? I think it's which one translates better to the pros.
Yeah, but the difference with those guys, Ruggs was 5'11". It's not like Garrett Wilson was like 6'3", and he's transferred to 6'1". He's barely 6 foot, 187 pounds. Where Olave is actually listed as 6 foot, 183 pounds.
Olave has been so, just from watching the games and how the team used him. Olave was always the go-to. He was the possession guy. He was you need a first down. You need somebody to run a quick slant or something like that. He's always been that guy. Wilson is the big play guy.
But Olave caught plenty of deep balls. Speed, I think, is there.
I don't know that teams think that he can't do it. It's just they prefer, I guess they prefer what they've seen from Wilson, because I was kind of surprised that Wilson was rated over Olave too, because as the team used both of them, Olave was far and away. I mean, he's been there longer. He's performed every year, and he was on the radar way before Wilson. So to see teams clearly choosing Wilson over Olave was kind of surprising to me. But I mean, there's obviously something, that they see that they like better than what they get from Olave. I mean, it's not to say that Olave isn't going to be good. I mean, they're taught the draft position. They're showing them basically like 5 picks apart. It's not a huge difference. They're both first rounders. They're probably both top 15.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot
Wilson
of crash 20s. Yeah.
I think Wilson is probably top 10. Probably goes somewhere in the 5 to 10 range, and then Olave probably falls somewhere in the 10 to 15, maybe 10 to 20 range.
So in the latest picks that, so I sit there and I look at what they have, and so Garrett Wilson is less than the top 10. Drake London is listed as top 10 in the latest mocks. He's the one that's been moving up. If you want to look at size, that's the size receiver I'm taking. If I miss out on Drake London, I'm taking the guy I just put in the chat. This is an official play. As soon as it comes on your board, Christian Watson being selected in the first round, you're getting plus money on it right now. He's the North, and we're not taking him just because he has the last name Watson. For those that don't know, we absolutely killed the NFL draft last year. I gave you guys picks way before we killed the NBA draft. I kill all the drafts. That's one of my favorite things to break down and monitor. Christian Wilson's 6'4", 208 pounds. North Dakota State wide receiver. He's going to be a beast in the league. He's got the potential to be Brandon Marshall Jr. Is essentially who he compared to. He will be a first round pick. It'll be late first round, but he'll be a first round pick. I'm not going to be shocked if the Chiefs actually are the one that select him, because that's the one thing they don't have on their roster.
They need a wide receiver.
They need a wide receiver who's got size. That's the best thing. Looping signal loops past the second baseman, and the Pirates have a man on again with 2 outs here in the fourth. Jameson Williams is the question of who takes the gamble on Williams, because you're basically going to not get him fully till probably 2023. I think he'll play. Olave, we talked about, will definitely go. He'll be right around that 15 to 19 range. To me, the guy that is better though than him is Treylon Burks. I love Treylon Burks. I absolutely love Treylon Burks. 6'2", 225. The biggest wide receiver from a size-wise there, but still a burner. Still get downfield, stretch the field. Treylon Burks is going to be he was good in college. He's going to be great with a quarterback that can actually throw. And then Christian Watson. And the question is going to be who takes the decision on George Pickens, because I know already there are 3 teams that have Pickens rated as a first-round wide receiver. He could be your 7th wide receiver taken. And someone would take him because they get that extra year of control. And like we already talked about, if the wide receiver contracts are going to be this disgusting, that extra year of control becomes huge.
Yeah.
An absolute massive deal comes true. So we can take it. So, all right, like I said, we're going to be all over the place tonight. With not as much going on. I mean, we do have some hockey, but D has not joined us for any hockey plays, so I don't have anything. I'm not going to give guys hockey plays that there. And hockey lately has just been dead to me. Tampa Bay's been on terrible. Washington's been on a roll. They're down 2 goals already. The Islanders' first period under, which hit like 14 out of 17 games. Pittsburgh scored 2 in the first 5 minutes. We still got a 1-1 game in Philly, Miami, but Miami has 2 men on, 2 outs, runners at the corners.
Ton of
Washington
games tonight. Ton of hockey games.
Yeah. Well, I think you're getting close to finishing the season, aren't you?
They should. I mean, normally hockey and NBA run pretty close together.
So the end of April is the end of the season. So you've got about 8 games left. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Might be looking at this Florida game. Where was Florida? Was it 0-0? No. Oh, that was future game. Oops, sorry. I'm on the wrong date.
Panthers?
Yeah, I was looking at the Panthers, but they don't play tonight. I was looking at a future date. Sorry. Yeah, we talked about LA. We talked about Texas. Detroit and Kansas City, we've got 2 different bets on that. Both got potential to hit. The Braves lineup is not another lineup that's crushing either. So, I mean, that's
No.
San Diego. Their best hitter is a guy named Austin Nola, not Aaron Nola. I keep kind of trying to call him Aaron Nola every time I see the lineup. Hosmer's pretty well, but there's no RBIs or runs. Riley's off to a good start. Olsen's off to a good start. But even those good starts, he's not catching the try. He's only catched the try once Riley's cashed the total bases more than he's cashed the try. So that might be something to look at, especially if we think there's going to be runs there. So Riley's cashed the try actually in 2 straight games now, but that was playing the Nationals.
I mean, you're getting with that Braves Padres game, you're getting a short number on the Padres at home for their home opener, but I mean, it's still minus 102. It's kind of, I don't know.
It's not enough. Like, to me, if you were going to tell me which team, I'd take the Braves. I'm not a Joe Musgrove fan. It's kind of the biggest thing I looked at there. Chad Morton, to me, is more experienced. The Atlanta Braves are hitting the lineup, hitting the ball better, making more contact. I think they'll be able to get the Musgrave. And I'm not scared without Tatis in the San Diego Padre lineup. Not scared of almost anybody in the lineup. Maybe Manny Machado, but he's batting 230. Hosmer and Myers, okay. Yeah, they have pop. They're names. But
yeah, I mean the Padres offense so far has just been not very good. I mean, they got Myers in right field batting 185, Luke Voigt's batting 180, Grisham's batting 138 leading off. I mean, that's a problem. That's a problem if your leadoff hitter's hitting 138.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking the other day because, as we have discussed a little bit, the Indians have the number 1 offense in baseball. And I was looking at the deal going back to the Mike Clevenger deal, and they obviously, okay, so if Clevenger turns into, say, a potential Cy Young candidate, like if he turns into an ace that, arguably you could have claimed he was on the trajectory to be an ace when they traded him, and then he got injured, and then he got injured again. So he pitched like 3 games, I think, for San Diego. But they fleeced the Padres for what they got. I mean, it's the haul that they got from that deal.
A lot of those deals, they end up fleecing the other team because the question is, the Padres wanted to win there now. So they gave up guys who were going to be good. I mean, when the Nationals fleeced a lot of the teams they played before they finally built up a team that won the World Series. Because in the deals where they traded, who was it? Ryan Zimmerman. The years before, it was Bryce Harper.
They trade Jason Worth at one point, I think.
Yeah, on those, and you go back, you look at those guys. These guys turned into great guys that they use other piece. Lucas Giolito, of what they got back for Lucas. It's all a question of relative. And yeah, I mean, you want to hit. I mean, the Orioles, basically all the guys they got for Manny Machado, which wasn't much. The guys they got for the other guys really haven't built up yet as a big thing. But yeah, to me, the greatest deal of all is the Orioles Seattle trade that got them Adam Jones. Was that, I think, Eric Bedard? Yeah, it's Eric Bedard. So the Orioles got back in that deal. They got back Adam Jones, who turned out basically better than Eric Bedard ever was. But Jones basically had a Hall of Fame Oriole career. George Sherrill was a solid closer for years on end. Chris Tillman probably ends up to be just as good as Eric Bedard. So yeah, and it's Bleacher Report did the 12 most lopsided trades, and that was number 1 since 2020. The Indians getting Carlos Santana and John Malone for Casey Blake back in 2008.
Right.
What was one there?
Kluber came in the I think the Sabathia trade. I think they got Kluber and Michael Brantley from Milwaukee, I believe.
Yeah.
Um,
The Rockies deal where they sent Matt Holliday to the A's, and they got back a young outfitter known as Carlos Gonzalez, Houston Street, and Greg Smith. All those guys went on to have 10-year careers.
Yep.
Yeah. The most lopsided, one of the most lopsided deals is the Pirates, when they were going for it, needed a catcher, so they got Robinson Diaz, and they gave the Blue Jays Jose Bautista.
Yeah, well, the Pirates are notorious for supplying the rest of the league with talent. The Chris Archer debacle is one that really they basically supplied Tampa with like three number one starters between who was it? Was it? God, now I can't remember.
Well, in that deal came
Tyler Glasnow.
Yep.
It was Tyler Glasnow. God, I can't remember. Anyway, Archer was trash.
Yep.
And then they ended up. I think Tampa ended up trading and got Archer back. I think they traded and got him back from the Pirates or something, or got him back from whoever he went to. The Pirates are a very weird organization. There's not a ton of.
They don't have any money. They're the Expos. They're the new Expos as soon as the Expos stopped. So I mean,
but neither do the Indians, and their pitching. Their pitching's been fantastic, and their main offense. Their issue is offense.
Yeah, I think you should cool your jets a little bit on how great the Indians are, because right now they're doing well, but they haven't played anybody either. But it's nice to see. And
right, but I'm not looking at who they've played. I'm looking at how they're hitting. I've never seen them hit like this without. The last time I saw them hit like this was when they had Santana and Michael Brantley and Edwin Encarnacion, and when in 2016 when they stacked the lineup. These are kids. These are kids that are hitting, which is promising. And also, I brought up in the the Discord that that they canned the hitting coach in the offseason. And all of a sudden it seems like some of these young guys can hit.
Yeah, well, sometimes it helps. It's a different approach at the plate. Some of that stuff helps, but the question is, these guys were talented too. So it's also some of these young guys got a taste of it last September, and now they're back, and they're set up. So the Marlins do get 2 more runs, so they're now beating the Phillies 3-1. Nats are down to 2. This is the top of the 5th. Nats need to get 2 here for us to get the first 5. They do have a runner on with 1 out. The Pirates have gone to the bullpen, so that's the first time that's happening. And Mike Trout went yard to start the game for the Angels, so we're up 1-0 in that game right there. Cubs first 5. Let me take that right now. So what we need is a 2-run jack here by the Nats. And boy, he was out in front in that pitch. All right, well, so it looks like Jared Allen is going to attempt to play, which means he's going to stand in the middle and be big.
Maybe I didn't take the under in that game. Oh yeah, I did under 4. Okay, well, it's pushing right now anyway.
Yeah,
that stinks.
Oh, we're still on the 5th. Oh, oops, didn't even realize that. So the Hawks are one of the worst road teams ever. That's it. But most of those games were without DeAndre Hunter. Uh, I lean the Hawks here. I don't think Allen's going to be that big of a. Gets over. Yes, it gets through. All right, 2 men on. So Josh Bell on. Andy's not. All right, 2 men on, 1 out. That was kind of like
Nats game.
Yeah, seeing eye single finds its way through right through the shortstop second base gap. So, what do you feel about a baseball next year when they eliminate the shift?
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And the reason why I'm all for it is because the games become unwatchable. And we saw it last year. I really haven't been looking forward to seeing it this year, but the games become unwatchable because guys can't hit into that. They can't hit away from that shift.
But to me, the games become unwatchable strictly because every guy is doing the upward cut to try to hit every ball out of the ballpark.
Yep. Well, I mean, you can't control that. You can't control that. You can control. You can control where the guys are on the field, where teams are allowed to put guys on the field. You can't control. I mean, it's fundamentals. It's how these kids are being taught now. All the young guys are being taught, that home runs or strikeout. Like, if you get one home run, if you hit one home run, it's okay if you strike out 3 times. Like, they're not being taught to hit for average anymore, and that's.
Well,
it goes all the way. It goes all the way through the minors. It's all analytic based.
You've been taught that because you get paid. If you hit 20, 25 home runs, all of a sudden you're going to get a contract. You're going to get a big money deal just by doing that. It doesn't matter if your team lost 100 games. 20, 25. All right. Get to the gap. Dive. He misses. Bases loaded. 1 out.
I equate the everybody in baseball swinging for the fences to basketball, where everybody's shooting threes constantly. It's the same thing. They'd rather you go up and go 10 for 30 from 3 than go 20 for 30 from 2 or whatever. They'd rather.
That it's not going to be a total outlaw. It's going to be, so apparently what they were doing in some of the minor league games, they draw a line past second base. And they basically tell the shortstop he can't go on the other side of that line.
Right.
Before the ball's hit. Another run for the Angels. Let's go. 2 men on, 1 out. They've already got the Dunning. Let's go. Let's get this early. Come on, Nats. Have a good eye. Oh, crap. It's Maikel Franco. Is this Maikel Franco? Yeah, they said 7. It's Maikel Franco. Bases loaded, 1 out. Down 2, 2-0 count. Don't swing. I would love to just add there. So you have the new pitch thing, and if you've seen, the Orioles are one of the teams that are using, and of course he swings.
They're using what?
I'm trying to figure out what it's called. Pitch selection.
Oh, the buzzer thing, or the where they don't do signs.
Yes.
The Indians are using it too. They said they've got a speaker. They've got like a little speaker or something in their hat that that tells them what pitch to throw, I guess.
He's an absolute moron. This is where I would literally have the same thing with the batter, and like, you're up 2-0. This guy hasn't found the plate. You've swung at 2 pitches in the dirt, and now it's 2-2. You would have been on first base, and we would have had a run. Stop going for the grand slam and Sorry, I'd flat out tell all my hitters, if I'm up 2-0, unless that ball is dead red center, I don't want to see the bat move
I
until
don't
he throws a
even
strike. And
I don't even
Mikhail's
know
going
if
to get a
it's
sacrifice fly here.
I don't even know if it's something that I think it's a trust thing with your hitters. If you've got, your better hitters, your whatever, your Bryce Harper, your Otani, your Soto, whatever, you've got those guys up there, you let them decide whether or not, they like the pitch. Other than that, I mean, everybody else gets a take.
Yeah, I mean, but I really like it because it takes out the whole issue with sign stealing.
Yeah.
There's it's the tech. Not everyone has to use it. It's up to you. And if they don't know what's coming on, you get out of the whole issue kind of quietly. Major League Baseball does with the sign sling of which teams are using it. PitchCom, that's what it's called. I was trying to see which teams because I thought it was 12
Not everybody's
teams.
using it.
No. Combat stealing, PitchCom become part of them. Will St. Louis Major League's okay to use. Half of Major League teams suspected to use PitchCom technology. Yep. So I was trying to look into see what the device, because to me, don't think this is going to be an out. Right into center field because stupid Maikel Franco. You swung at 3 bad pitch. So the Nats get 1 and we lose the first 5. All right, D's play earlier in the day does not give us the first 5. Can put a PitchCom transmitter on their forearm, which makes it look just like a wristband. The black transmitter is 9 buttons, so on it, the pitcher lets the pitcher know the pitch is calling and the location. Okay. And then the communication will come back and say fast up, curveball down and in, blah blah blah.
Right.
Yep. I
Yep.
still like it, and it's also a way to speed up the game, which the game needs speeding up. I mean, Kansas City's got a runner on second with 2 outs.
I saw. I saw somebody. I saw somebody tweet out the other day, and they were like, "Why are baseball games so long? Why are these games so long?"
That's the one thing. That's the only thing on is like try not to take a nap in between. So
yeah, like you can literally watch. You can watch like two or 3 innings, and then go do something for like an hour and a half, and then come back and listen for 3 innings.
Yeah, for the most part, probably nothing's ever happened either. Riveting television here as I get some ice. That's the other thing. But though, when you actually compare it, and I looked at it, so it's a little bit longer, but it's actually the same length of a football game. But it just doesn't. It just seems like there's nothing doing. As my son put it, it's the only sport that you get paid to sit on a bench.
It's the action. There's not. I mean, you have to really be a. I don't know. Every other sport, there's like constantly something going on. It's constant action, and MLB just isn't. And you kind of really have to be a baseball fan to kind of pay attention to a game, and it is a lot of it's situational. Like every pitch does, like if you're actually paying attention, it's there is there is kind of high drama and stuff like that in baseball. It's just the kids don't want to do the kids don't like it because it's not, the action that they're used to. They're used to there constantly being something going on. When I mean, in all actuality, even if you look at the NFL from years ago, 20 years ago, when it wasn't, stressed about that offense wasn't um, the main thing. Where it
Yeah,
is, they literally constructed the rule book. They constructed the rules to promote offense because they know that that's what people want to see, and they know that that's exciting. So I mean, football wasn't always 35, 31 games. I mean, there were a lot of you know 10-7, 13-10, just ugly, crappy slugfest type games.
yeah,
That there aren't anymore because of the way that the NFL changed the rules. So
yeah, to make it more exciting. It's more
mhm.
scores. You're not trying to win 10-7 and have 4
they figure
shutouts.
out they figure out what people generally want to see, and people generally want to see offense, and they designed the rules they modified the rules to the game to accentuate protect the quarterbacks and make sure that you keep them upright and healthy, and you know protect the protect the offensive players, skill position guys, to make sure that they stay healthy. What's up,
Yeah,
MT?
what's up, MTV? I took some golf stuff, and we'll see how I'm doing. So,
Yeah, great job on your Masters calls last week. I watched every round. I watched every round of that tournament, and I'll tell you what, it was a good watch. It was a good watch. I don't watch a ton of golf, but I will generally watch kind of like the bigger tournaments. And I mean, I thought it was a good watch. For the first 4 or 5 holes on Sunday, when every Scotty Scheffler better started sweating a little bit, and then what Champ? What was the kid's name? I forget the kid. The freaking mustache kid. Uh,
Cameron Smith.
he Cameron Smith. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, fell off. He fell off after the first 4 holes or whatever. As the spot was a little too big for him, I think.
yeah. I mean, it's different look up. Okay, I mean, but that's the thing. You're kind of having the next group of young guys come up. So I took a bunch of. I know everyone was actually saying, "Hey, take these like to win." I don't like taking to win, because if I'm taking 5 golfers to win, only one's going to come through. Now, one's going to come through, maybe. I prefer kind of like my ability to bet auto racing. I took top tens. I took a
Yeah.
top 10 with Corey Connors and plus 275. He's in 5th. It's only one day in. I took Webb Simpson. I don't know where he's finished. I don't think he had a good day today.
Where is this?
Uh,
Where is this tournament at?
this is the RBC Heritage. I'll tell you exactly where it's at. The Rangers look like they're going to score. So this is in Hilton Head. So yeah, Webb Simpson is probably going to be a loser for me. He's tied for 32nd. I took a chance on Eric Van Rooyen for plus 900 in the top 10. He's in 32nd. So there's a theme going on here.
Does
I
does
took
Ricky
Matt
Fowler not
Kuchar.
play anymore?
I'll let MT decide that. Does Fowler not play anymore?
I don't know. I just
Or is
assumed he would have
he
been.
hurt? He
I
hasn't
don't.
played
I
the
don't
last.
think I saw him.
I took Matt Kuchar, who's a -3 right now, so that's not terrible. He's tied for 20th, but there's like 400 people tied for 20th. So that's not too bad. I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's 5 strokes off. From 10th place, he's 2 strokes off, so it's still a chance. Kuchar didn't play the Masters, and they were giving me plus 550 to finish in the top 10. And then I took my long shot, was Maverick McNeely. He's done really well at this course of late. Don't know what he finished today. Try to find him. He's not doing well. He finished even. Fowler's not playing well enough to be on tour, MT13 says. So that's who I have after day 1. Cameron Young is the one that's leading. I did kind of think that everyone who was kind of in the hunt was not going to do well. Remember when we said the Lightning had been playing well and they were up 2-0? They're now losing 3-2. Yeah, the Lightning are not a team I'd bet on the playoffs right now. They're in terrible form, just dreadful form. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I haven't watched a ton of hockey. Just kind of watching the Pens games. I actually had a chance to go. I could have went to the Pens game tonight, but decided not to.
All right, the Pirates are teeing off on the Nationals right now. First and second. Maybe you stop letting this guy add on pitch. All he's doing is adding on more runs. What can we get the Pirates? Because this is they finally decided to add on is done. It's 5-4. Who was Pirates favored in this game? Probably because they were the home team, right? Yeah, and we were getting half a run.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just the Nats have looked not great. Although they did play okay against the Braves.
All right, the Tigers have bases loaded, no outs in the top of the second. The Padres have bases loaded, and we haven't heard from D, but we'll probably hear from D. But there is 2 outs. So Luke Voigt versus Chad Morton. The interesting is the 2 outs that the Braves
Charlie.
do are both strikeouts. Yeah, Charlie Morton. Okay. Charlie, Chad. What's the difference?
Whatever.
You did hear me when I said the Ducks came all the way back and are leading 3-2.
Yeah. Yeah, and they stink, I think.
Yeah, they blow. I was trying to see what we could get. I think you still get the Padres with bases loaded. At even money. Minus 120, sorry. I feel like they can do something and they can turn around and just hedge out. All right.
I mean, the Braves pen is bad. So
yeah, which is shocking because that was their heart of their team last year.
Yeah, the Braves pen is bad. And I think that it's actually I think it might actually be better for the Braves if Kenley Jansen can't pitch, because he has looked awful.
All right, so we're in the second period. I'm going to give it we're going to take an official play of, I'm going to take over 7.5 in the Ducks Lightning game.
Okay.
I don't think we're done with scoring. We're going to get
It's 3-2
5
now,
goals. 3-2. We're going to go into the third. I think the Lightning tie it up here, and then I think someone gets a goal, and then we get an empty netter here. I think we get a 3 goal. Or what if we could get just over 1.5 goals for the third period?
Yeah, that's probably a better play.
But it's got to be juiced up that.
Because you're looking at 6. You're looking at 6 versus 7, or 7 versus 8.
Yeah, I'm getting at plus 105 though. Let's see what we got here. Third period. Ooh, that's not a bad bet. We could just say, forget it. Oh, they added the draw.
3-0 Padres.
Nice. Yeah, I took a small bet on that right before. Like I said, you got bases loaded. I figure I could come back and get the Braves plus 2.5, 1.5, something. Yeah.
I wish they were actually
Now,
giving. I wish they were actually
I,
giving the Braves at or the Padres at plus money if they were giving the Braves as the favorite. Because I
yeah,
definitely would have taken that.
I stopped getting props in the baseball games, which is really pissing me off. Like I used to be able to take
They're
hits, RBIs, all that kind of fun stuff, player props during live games, and now I get shit.
okay.
Angels got
Tigers
another
are
man
up
on.
2-0.
There we go. We need 2 more.
But I lost my first 5 in the Phillies Marlins game. Marlins scored again. It's 4-1.
As long as it stays under 8.
3-0 Padres. They still got guys in the corners. 2-0 Tigers, and they got 2 on, 1 out.
We got some runs.
Yep. I had to put my all my baseball stuff into a different window because it was clogging up my main browser here. Too many tabs. I got two MLB tabs, and then I'll have 2 more, and then I got 2 tabs for KBO and 2 tabs for the Japanese baseball now.
You can't just shift in your live betting and go back and forth.
Well, I'm in my Chrome window or whatever. Just too many tabs.
All right. Here comes a seeing eye single. 1 run will score. And the Pirates pour it on 6-4.
Nice. Where's jump shot at? We're actually
That gives me the
Tigers
over.
are
So
actually
no matter
doing
what,
well.
Yep. Oh, they're 2-4 in the year. It's not like they're kicking ass, but yeah. Hunter Harvey
They're
is in the
competitive.
pitch. Hunter Harvey's pitching? I didn't even realize that.
Who's he
Hunter
pitching?
Harvey, the Nets.
Oh.
Okay. Do you know who Hunter Harvey is?
No. I know Matt Harvey. So if he's any relation to Matt Harvey was a gas can.
You know Brian Harvey?
No.
You should know Brian Harvey.
Name doesn't ring a bell.
No. He played in Major League Baseball from the 87 to 95. Let's see. He played for the Florida Marlins. 1993. He was a 1991 All-Star. The American League nationally led the American League in saves in 91 with 46. Brian Harvey. California Angels.
Mm-hmm.
His other son,
No, it
Chris
sounds
Harvey.
familiar. Yeah.
Well, Hunter Harvey was a first-round pick of the Orioles. Somebody that basically they waited on.
Mm-hmm.
And never made it. I mean, I think he played 3-4 games. He was hurt for different times. He struggled in theirs, and the Orioles waived him in 2021 after posting an 8.1 ERA. He was picked up by the Giants And then the Nationals apparently was waived by the Giants in March, and then the Nats picked him up. Well,
Mm-hmm.
he just had a nice strikeout. So I mean, it's a guy who has pedigree. But I mean, he's 1-2 in Major League. He's got a 3.42 ERA with 21 strikeouts. He just got another strikeout. So he's one of those guys who's always had promise and never lived up to it. You're garbled up. I have no idea what you said. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Before it was all garbled.
So when we were talking today about the coaching, right? The hitting coach, pitching coach, that kind of thing. That's why I think it's so important, because a lot of these things that these guys do, especially pitchers, they make, when they have issues or control problems or whatever, they make just little tweaks in their mechanics, and a lot of times they can fix things with pitchers, especially guys that they have the stuff. They're just they just need a little bit of they just need some of their mechanics tweaked, and that's where the coaches come in. So it is a pretty big deal, because I've seen the Indians coaches do it with pitchers, right? They have guys that come in and they're basically end of the line or kind of last chance or whatever guys, or even young guys coming up. And it's like they come into the organization, they have the stuff, but they need somebody to kind of just make make some tweaks to their mechanics. And then they basically get them to live up to their full potential. And I've also seen guys leave the organization and go to other teams that maybe don't have as strong a coaching, and they fall off. And we were talking about, I don't know how many starting pitchers the Yankees have ruined. Like I mean, outside of the fact that ballpark's always a disaster to pitch in, but how many starting pitchers were fantastic and went to New York and went to complete crap because whatever their issues are is
well, a lot of that with New York is the pressure to win. I mean, you have unbelievable pressure in New York being a top 3 pitcher.
Well, that's
so
because a lot of those guys are getting big money to come in.
Yep.
Your $300 million, your $300 million man, Garrett Cole, who can't throw fucking strikes. Like, dude's winning Cy Youngs and then goes to New York and can't fucking throw strikes anymore.
Yeah, and that's the media there. Yeah, the ballpark plays a lot, but a lot of that stuff is also just the internal things that are going to, and
it's definitely pressure for sure.
Ball players addicted to the limelight. There's always a club open. There's always things to do versus Houston. Not so much. Pittsburgh, definitely not so much. So that could always play a part. So the Blue Jays strand 2 in the opening inning. Cubs got a runner on to start the game. Padres did get 3. Braves are back up in the top of the second. Angels stopped with the 2. We're into the bottom of the second. So tomorrow's game. So I see Jared Allen playing 15 to 20 minutes. And I think the whole point of Jared Allen playing is let's limit Clint Capella. Because Capella did as I predicted, Capella did whatever he wanted to do in that game. He hit his points, he hit his blocks, he hit his rebounds. Short of Capella shooting threes, anything he wanted to do, he could do. If Allen plays, he won't be able to do that. Then the game basically derives on how well can Atlanta shoot? Because if Trae Young's on, Bogdanovich on, Bogdanovich hurt his ankle at the end of the game. He played it out, but he was clearly limping. DeAndre Hunter is the X factor because he's, to me, I always put his points prop at 15. There's a reason the books put it at 15 and a half because 15 is probably what he's going to get. But he does all the little things. He can hit outside shots. He can play defense. He can line up. I won't be shocked if DeAndre Hunter covers Darius Garland some tonight. What's up, Ben? I
Hey,
will say, just like Anthony Edwards, Garland and Edwards carry the ball so much, it's unbelievable. I mean, their hesitation dribble has the palm of their hand like this. That's not a hesitation dribble. Like, I can get away when it's like kind of like that. It's kind of on the side. But when you're doing like this, it's not a hesitation. This is carrying the ball, then putting it down. Now, obviously, the NBA doesn't get called. A lot of people do it. It's my biggest issue with the NBA. You have rules for a reason. Don't tell me this guy's so much better than the guys 15, 20 years ago. Because the guy 15 or 20 years ago wasn't allowed to carry the ball like that. It's a lot easier to get around somebody or to make somebody think you're doing something when you can just basically pick up the ball for a half a second and then put it down. You can also twist it. You can put it in more errors. Your in and out dribble could be more deadly. Lots of things. So Ben has got a Rockies parlay. He's taking the Avs, Vancouver, the Dodgers. Okay. What are you getting that? But he needs the Nats to come back. That's not going to happen. They just went 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 6th. So that doesn't look like that's got a good chance. But we'll be
How
rooting
much
for you.
longer is Brubaker still pitching? Or are they in the
No,
Pirates pen yet?
they went to that in that one run. They went to the bullpen guy, and he had a sing-eye single. Then he had a bloop single into the outfield. And then he had that where he had the bases loaded. Then you had Miguel Franco. Watch the first 2 balls were in the dirt. The third one was in the dirt, but he swung. The fourth one was in the dirt, but he swung. And then the fifth one, he flew out. If he would have just stuck that bat, put it on his shoulder, they would have got a run, and who knows how that inning goes. But
What's up, Jordan?
That's the guys. What's up, G? How you doing? So I've got
Rockies
Atlanta.
is a straight bet. Rockies is a straight bet, and then he's got Dodgers, Avs, Vancouver, and that's plus 154. Okay.
Well, we got the Rockies that we gave over 69 wins. So they're off to a great start. The Cubs, though, here have runners at the corners. They're playing good baseball. So I might be able to get the Rockies at real plus money in a second. Padres score again. That's 4 runs for the Padres. I was going to ask DMS with Diaz, like, he was showing, his record is like, what was the record? Because he posted it, I looked at it. It was 24-12. I was going to say, imagine what that record would be if he stops betting the Padres every night. So that's one thing you got to understand during the summer and the season. Padres live, Padres +1. Now, once they get Tatis back, okay. But without that,
my boy D, he does this. He does the same thing. He does the same thing with the Chiefs. He does the same thing with the Padres. He does the same thing with Golden State. The man loves to back his teams.
Well, we're going to get into the NBA, so let's talk. So, like I said, I still think the Hawks win the game, and I think DeAndre Hunter's the reason why. And I think you're going to limit Capella. I just think there's just too many options to score. I think Markkanen has been having issues. We're going to need Markkanen to have a big game. I don't know why, for the life of me, sometimes they don't just play Kevin Love and say, Laurie, you're great. Here's the bench. And well, Love's more versatile. He can take people off
Yeah.
off the dribble. He's just as good as a rebounder, even though he doesn't have the same height. But he's got a bigger bulk. Neither of them are great defenders, so you're not losing anything there. But when you try to play market into three, Hunter's going to go right around him. He might be able to stay with Bogdanovich because he's just going to stand there and shoot threes. And he could be an issue. And I mean, they've already put it. The books put Darius Garland's points at 26.5. Normally it's 24.5, and that's the highest I'll go. So you got to really be thinking that you're going to get a big game from Garland, which is the only way. Royals got bases loaded, just to let you know. Nobody out for there, so we might be able to get our second bet in too, and still get your Tigers. So, so that's the first game. The second game is going to be a great game. Second game is going to be a great game. I'm shocked that the line is 4, and that's the Clippers versus the Pels. And the reason, oh boy, ball into the corner. So the only good thing is Fat Boy is not going to really get that far. Anybody else that would have been a triple, potential inside the Parker. Fat Boy catcher, Vogelback, he's lucky to get the second. Yeah, I'm gonna shame here in a second. He had no chance to be able to make it, but he hit the ball nice. So Cubs get 3 runs. So here we can get the Rockies at plus 700.
Nice.
If we want to cheer on Ben with this play, Cubs are the biggest shock right now in Major League Baseball. I mean, that team is terrible. But Fabian, who is it? Frank Schwindel went yard there. Jonathan Villar, I mean, he's been on 4 other teams where he bats about 200. Seiko Suzuki, so far has been the real deal. He's batting 438. It's a Kira Suzuki clone with more power. So, I mean, the Cubs have 5 straight hits. That's not really good for Kyle Freeland.
Freeland got shelled in his first outing too.
Yeah, so he has a 12 ERA coming into this game, and it looks like he's going to have a 72 ERA. You can get the Rockies at plus 260. You can go ahead and get the Rockies at plus 3.5 runs. I'm going to do a small bet on the plus 3.5 runs, but since they're still up Kyle Freeland in, I'm going to wait till they finish this half inning.
Yeah,
Because I think it's going to be 4-5. Cubs got bases loaded again because he hit Hermes Gomez singled for the 7th straight hit, and then he hit the catcher. So Hermosillo, it's the center fielder, hit by pitch, bases loaded in the top of the first. I'm not sure Freeland is getting by one inning, but we'll see. So the Clippers Pels game, I'm going to be on the over 216 in that game. Now, I think the Clippers can D up and play defense, but I think the addition of Brandon Ingram, and again, I go back to JV, but again, the books are trying to get you there. JV got us there last year. Hey, they got it out. They end the inning with only 3 runs given up. That's a good play for the Rockies. So if you like the Rockies, you can get 2.5 innings right now, 2.5 runs with the Rockies. Or you could take the plus 185, which is kind of disgusting if you got a plus 160 at a 0-0 score, and you can get a only plus 185 on a 3-0 score. Padres got runners on the corners, 2 outs, of course. Detroit gets a double play. No, whoops, wrong one. No, Chris Taylor struck out second, so that gives you 2 outs. Still runners on the second and third. Guess the guy was the guy picked off. Oh, fielder's choice. Okay. All right, the Nats doing the Nats things. They walked another guy, so they got another guys on first and second. D wants to know, where has this team been? Yep, they're doing well. So we knew he was going to chime in soon here. If you want to take the Pirates -1.5, they're going to score whatever they want to. It's actually -3.5 right now. That's how much the books love this right now. They basically think the Pirates are going to open a can of whoop ass right now. The live total in this game is 13.5. Pirates have 2 men on, no outs. Whoever this guy's Machado is,
What's the
can't
score?
find the plate. 6-4.
Oof.
So I mean, you kind of look at it; they're in the game. Not only is it 13.5, it's juiced to 13.5. So you got 1 ball, 1 strike. Keybran Hayes, who is actually the only guy on this team I like.
Yeah, it would be a miracle if he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
Just signed he just signed a big contract. They actually signed Brian Reynolds today too, which was kind of surprising, even though they signed him on a short deal, which tells me that they probably signed him just in case the team is not bad, but most likely they signed him on this deal to trade him. It's like a 2-year or 3-year deal, short one.
Ohtani just gave up a grand slam.
Ugh. Yeah, he's not having a great start to his season. Not pitching or hitting, actually.
Yeah. I kind of hoped getting away from the Angels field, he'd be able to come out there, kind of relax there, and he was humming along. Obviously, it was on the second inning, but yeah, hummed along in the first.
They're in Texas, right?
Yeah. So it's not over yet.
I wonder if it's is it super hot there yet? Probably not. I checked the other day, one of the games, and it was like in the 70s or low 80s.
All right, so Nats had a chance at a double play. They only get 1. So now you got 1 out, runners at the corners. All right, Tustugo, the Japanese sensation. And this is
Yoshitomo Tsutsugo.
Yes. That's a good play by the Nats, too. He's almost safe. Wasn't he on the Cubs last year or something?
He was on the Rays.
The Rays? Okay.
And then, but he went to another team. I think they traded him. He was part of a deal. I don't know who they got, but I think he was part of a deal last year.
This kid can't find the plate. Toronto is the only game on at the bowling alley. Toronto's threatening again versus in the top of the second here. Both run innings. They've had 2 men on to it. 1 out. So Yankees can't keep this up. Eventually, the Blue Jays are going to cross the plate here. What are you getting on Toronto? You're actually getting -110. Hey, they get it now. Fat boy tags up. He scores easily. Big boy, sorry. Mizugo sacrifice fly, 7-4 Pirates.
Dodgers. He got traded to the Dodgers.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay, so he was He was designated for assignment in
All
May
right.
of last year
Picked
by
up.
the Rays, and then the Dodgers picked him up. Yep.
All right. So I just took the Toronto Blue Jays with 2 men on here, minus 110. See if they can get this through. They're threatening every inning.
The Jays.
Yep. I love this Jays team. This team is loaded.
Yeah,
And Vlad is
really
basically
good.
already. Vlad is trying to etch his name on that MVP trophy early.
They're really good, and they're the only team in that division that actually has some pretty good starting pitching.
They
The
have
guys
names.
that they have, the guys that they have aren't, and like I said, the guys that they have aren't aces. They're not. It's
No.
not somebody that you could throw out there in a game 7, and it's not somebody that you could say, okay, go get me 6 innings, right? Go get me 6, 7 innings. Like, they don't have any of
Yeah.
those guys. They have guys that could get you that, but they're not. They're just not like consistent, right? I mean, they got Robbie Ray. They got was it
I don't have Robbie Ray. They have Kevin Gossman, Jose Barrios, Huyun Chu Rio, who has been
oh yeah,
everywhere,
Ryu,
Alex Manoa,
Barrios,
Yuseki Kikuchi, and Nate Pearson is
Kikuchi.
their young guy who they have promise for is injured. And then the issue I have is their bullpen. I mean,
Manoa looked good the other day too.
Jordan Romano is to me is not a proven closer. Um, he's not a guy I'm going to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to give the. And there he was at 23 saves. I mean, that's going to be the question on there. They're going to have to, if they're going to win a World Series chip, which by the way, they have bases loaded now. And some guy called Bo Bichette coming to the plate. No, sorry, Springer's coming to the plate with bases loaded, 1 outs. Yep. So the minus 110 looks
Yeah,
pretty good for me.
the team is definitely loaded.
Yep. I mean, they're to me, they are your old 2010 Indians. Your Jim Toney, your Manny Ramirez, your Omar Vizquels, your that team scoring 1,000 runs, and that's what they're going to do. And solid pitching, but nobody great. Bartolo Colon,
Right.
Yeah. And we're going to try to beat you 7-4. We're going to try to beat you 5-3. Just hopefully they're there. All right. Base is loaded here. There, George Springer, Luis Severino. We do have 2
I mean,
outs now.
the thing is that that'll get you the division, and that'll get you in the playoffs, but that ain't gonna win you a World Series. That's not gonna win
No,
you a World Series because you're gonna run into pitching in the playoffs, and pitching is gonna shut that offense down. Good pitching will shut
depending
them
upon
down.
who makes it. I mean, if it's the Dodgers, yeah, you know they're
Well,
gonna have.
if any team's got three starters that can shut you down in a solid bullpen, I mean, the offense will not prevail. Like,
All
good
right,
pitching will beat you.
we got Bo Bichette here versus Luis Severino with 2 outs, bases loaded.
I mean,
Swinging fly.
I'm a fan of a team that's got good offense, but the pitching is what's going to win you a championship.
Yep. All right, so let's get in the NBA on Saturday. We talked about essentially what I liked. Like I said, at start the game, I'm probably going to take the Pelicans +4. It's not going to be an official play. I do like the over 216. I think you're going to get some points in that game. What I started to tell you was like JV, we cashed at 18.5, so the books put it at 19.5 today. CJ was at 24.5. He's at 25. Garland's at 25.5. They're trying to get you to stay away from props as much as possible because they realize Now this is the playoffs. These are the guys who are going to take the shots. Your guys
Right.
you count on, the guys you depend on. But that's still way above. That extra 1 or 2 points is massive. I'll wait for live till I can get Garland under 25. Not to say that he won't get 27 or 28 this game, because if they're going to win or be in the game, he's going to have to. But I'm going to look at Kevin Love again at 11.5 points. I think that's free money. I'm going to look at Robert Covington again for the Clippers. We're going to take that as well. Looking at essentially with the matchup, CJ McCollum's not stopping Reggie Jackson. Jackson should get his 17.5. There, I might look at see what number I can get JV on a PRA kind of lineup as well. All right, the Pirates squander. Oh, it's an error. They should have squandered and said the third baseman, after making a great play earlier in the inning, drops the routine third out. Maikel Franco. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And Bo Bichette grounds out the third. No runs for Toronto. Luis Severino takes care of the Tide, and they're back started. Braves got a runner on third, 2 outs. Ozzy Albies up. Who's on third? No, Dickerson. Okay. And that's it. Albies grounds out. Ends the inning. So let's move on to Saturday. This is the big games. These are the 4 games we talk about. This is what everybody wants to know. We've got a lot of intrigue that's happening with the NBA playoffs. One, we have Ben Simmons returning apparently game 4, 5, or 6 to play against Boston. Here's the way I'm going to play this real quick. Nets play no defense. That's not going to change. Celtics play defense, and we'll be able to score versus them, really. Unless Tatum has trouble getting 25, 26, 27 a game. There, and if the Nets actually use Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond was big in the playing game. He there, for some reason, they get to the fourth quarter, and they just strictly go with Claxton. Which, okay, Claxton's more athletic. He can get some rebounds, some putbacks. But Drummond's a guy you can actually go to on offense and just dominate. And he was dominating that game. No idea why he didn't see the fourth quarter, but that's always something to look for in your Drummond bets. So if your guy's close in the third quarter, just go ahead and take the under, because he's probably not seeing the ball again. And to me, in this Boston series, that's how they got to beat him. The loss of Robert Williams is huge for Boston. I like Boston to advance. I think if you add a Ben Simmons in a game 4, 5, or 6, all you're trying to do is put size on a guy like Tatum or a guy like Horford. That could be big. Luka Doncic is going to miss game 1 in the Jazz Mavericks game. This Maverick team is pesky. They're going to stick around in this game. I'm looking at Rick Brunson points, but they're going to have to shoot very well from outside. I'm going to look at Reggie Bullock's points, and the Nats get out of the inning. They strike out Cole Tucker. So they do limit the damage 7-4. They're still alive on that standpoint. So I'm looking at Jazz Mavs. I'm going to take Donovan Mitchell's going to score 100 points. I'm going to take the over 210. I think that's just a way too small of a number. I'm going to take Dwight Powell's rebounds. I'm going to take Brunson's points. And that's where I'm focusing on pregame. Timberwolves Grizzlies. This game isn't over. This is an over 235. I know it's a big number. I know it's the playoffs, but they're going to run up and down with them, and the T-Wolves will have no issue running up and down with them. I think the number's too big. I like the T-Wolves plus 7. I think it's going to be a very good, hard-fought game. I think it'll be one of the most entertaining and fun games to watch all weekend. I think all your guys are going to hit your props. I think Bane's going to hit his prop. I think Milton will hit his prop off the bench. Maybe you don't go to Jaws prop on game 1. Probably go to Russell again, especially if it's around 16.5. for the points for the T-Wolves because they're all going to be needed. Raptors, 76ers. I already told you. I already gave it. I like the Raptors to win the series. Yes, that's an official play. Raptors to win the series versus the Philadelphia 76ers. This is a terrible matchup for the Sixers. They have length. They have size. They beat them in the regular season constantly. And not only did they beat them with Harden, without Harden, and none of the games were close. This is the worst matchup that they could have had for the Raptors. For there. And Vegas is not too much different. Raptors win the series only plus 145.
What's the seed matchup? Well, what were the 76ers? What's their seed? Like 3?
No, this is 4-5.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you would
I
think
mean,
that
I don't
they
know
like
necessarily. Seeds don't.
so,
I know in NBA seeds don't necessarily mean all that much. It seems like the teams put more emphasis on just making the playoffs versus
so
where they are anymore.
So the Raptors don't have a matchup for Embiid. And in every game they've played, they've let Embiid score. Embiid, you want to score 30, you want to score 32, 35. That's it. Not a problem. What we're going to do is we're going to punish the other guys. Tobias Harris struggles against Pascal Siakam. Siakam over 24.5 is another official play. Siakam's going to have close to 30. I'll probably look at his PRA as well. It's a bad match. Scotty Barnes is going to be matched up essentially against Matthias Thybulle. Barnes does too many things. Jack of all trades. Gary Trent has actually turned out to be a great defensive player. He's a solid basketball player. He'll be able to shut down the 2-guard. And then the one advantage they have is Tyrese Maxey versus Van Fleet, who I think in points wise will just cross each other out. And then in the bench has been much more consistent from a Toronto side than what you're getting essentially on a Philadelphia side. DeAndre Jordan has proven he can't guard. There's just nothing they can do. OG Anunoby should be healthy enough to play. Precious Chua has been a solid player all year. They've got solid plays out of Ken Birch. Malachi Flynn should be ready to go. Chris Boucher is another guy you can kind of count on to kind of do jack of all trades. George Niang is the only positive guy I like coming out of the bench, coming for this 76er team. They may go to like a 7-8 man roster. Korkmaz is up and down. I like the Raptors to win the series. I'm not saying they're going to win this game, but I took them with the plus 4.5. They're going to be in every game. So I do like that. I actually took them in parlays at plus 6 too. That's it up. And this one is, I'm glad D's not here because I don't understand it. Nuggets Warriors. Yes, Clay's been hitting his shots. Yes, Curry is attempting to make it back for game 1. He's going to be cold as anything. The Achilles heel on this Golden State team is size. Jokic is going to be able to do whatever he wants. Aaron Gordon, points over, is to me a lock of the series. As long as he doesn't get hurt, that'll be fine. Nuggets have plenty of firepower to play with Golden State if this turns into an over. I do like the over. I think it's 226, 225. To be able to play with this, 223. And I think the Nuggets most likely, don't be shocked if the Nuggets win this series over Golden State, because this is not a great matchup for them because the Nuggets can beat them up with size. Game 1, Again, I think it's too many points. I'll take the 6.5 pregame and I'll play it live. Look for spots for there. We move on to Sunday. There's only 2 games we know of right now, which is the Nets Celtics, which we've already kind of went into. Take Jason Tatum over his points all day long. Take probably Jaylen Brown as long as it's under 26. Take his points. Pirates get out of the inning. 1, 2, 3. We're going into the bottom of the 7th. Matt's got 2 more chances. Bulls and Bucks. I took the Bucks to win the series. I gave in the chat already Bucks 4-0 or Bucks 4-1. That's all this series is going to be. This is probably another very, very good book. I think it's a very good mismatch. I think another thing that I didn't get until this year, so if somebody has this, is probably something to look at, is series betting. Like I said, I'm big on Toronto will win the series. You can get, someone was telling me, and I'm trying to see if I actually have it because I just finally I've been looking for these and I haven't had them.
Are you looking at the exacts? Are you looking for the exacts or are you looking for the series prices?
I have
Like
series prices. I have the exacts, but I also have plus 2.5, plus 1.5 games. So Toronto plus 1.5 to me is minus 155, which kind of lets you know the books aren't too different than what I'm thinking. So if you're saying I'm only getting minus 155 to win 4-3, the books are telling you right now they expect this to go 7 games.
So I have correct score in series after game 3. Raptors 3-0, 76ers 3-0, Raptors 2-1, 76ers 2-1. Plus money on all of those.
I don't think there's any sweep. I think you're looking at 6 to 7 games.
So Raptors 2-1 is plus 180, 76ers 2-1 is plus 120. So that's the favorite. The 76ers 2-1 after 3.
Well, you'd say that because they're at home twice.
Let's see. Game 1 and series double. 76ers to win game 1 and lose series is plus 450. That's kind of what you were looking at, right?
Yeah, I took that. I took the Raptors to win the series at plus 145. I took the Raptors plus 2.5 games at minus 300. I put a small bet on that. Win $30.
Do you think this is the series that? So if you think it goes 7 games, I'm guessing you're thinking that Toronto probably wins. How do these series go? Is it 2-2, 1-1-1, or is it 2-3-2?
I believe this is 2-3-2.
Okay.
I'll check later. Okay, just look at the schedule of the Nets here until. All right, so the first 2 games are versus the Celtics. The second 2 games are at Brooklyn, and then it goes back to home, away, home. Okay, so it's 2-2, 1-1-1.
Okay. So if the home team is winning, it's probably it's going to be 2-2 after 4. And then they go back to Philly. It's interesting. I mean, Raptors win 4 games to 3 is plus 650. Raptors win 4-2 is plus 500. 76ers win 4-2 is plus 475. Raptors win 4-3 plus 650. 76ers win 4-3. Actually, 76ers win 4-3 is plus 350. So that's the favorite on the full series bet. So I mean, it does look like the books think that the series is going to go 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, if it's going 6 or 7 games, it's really anybody's series.
That's an
So-
interesting thing. Yeah. So a lot of times you want to look at these series prices. So right now, for example, this is sometimes where you can catch the books. Like, say you believe Milwaukee's going to win sweep 4-0. Okay. And I think it's 4-0 or 4-1. Okay. You can take 4-0 for plus 150. Okay. Not a bad price. However, you could take Milwaukee minus 3.5 for plus 260. There's no difference. The only way
Right.
you're cashing at 3.5 is to win 4-0. The only way, essentially, you're cashing a there, and then I mean, the books try to catch you with that. So you could take Milwaukee 4-1 at minus 125, or you could take a minus 2.5 at minus 215. So always check to see if there's another way, especially with these series bets. Is there another way for me to win the same amount of more money and have the same bet? So, did we talk? And then the last game is Bulls and Bucks is what we talked about. I mean, Giannis is going to do whatever. He has. The only way that gets saying if Giannis gets hurt or they actually start calling Giannis for offensive fouls. So I don't see either really happening. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can take the Bucks minus 3.5 games as plus 260.
If you can take that and you can take the 4-1 and you're going to live off the spread. I mean, that'll just cover your bet.
Yeah, I mean, this is number of games in the series is 5 is plus 175 and 4 is plus 250. So they think it's either 4-0 or 4-1.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Gerardo asked me, who do you think wins it right now? From what I've seen, I think the Bucks win the East. The one team that the Bucks would not want to face would be Brooklyn, because I think they could match up against Brooklyn. Brooklyn can match up against them. Miami, not worried. Philadelphia, I don't have them in there. Boston, okay, Boston and them are always very good games. They're back and forth, but I think the loss of Robert Williams. Now, if Robert Williams is back by then, that helps him out tremendously. But if Robert Williams is unable to play, Milwaukee's going to have a huge advantage. So, and then home court's going to be massive for them. All right, so we broke down the NBA. Broke down there. Hey, there he goes. It's another bloop single by the Pirates. One run will score. And of course, because it's the Pirates, we're 8-4. The live total on this game. Remember, it was 13.5. We're now in the 8th inning, though.
7.
No, we're still on the bottom of the 7th.
I think so.
And
Right?
these are
that's
two
nice
bloop signals. And 8-4 is 14.5. So 14.5, still 2 men on. So
What's going
2
on in
men
this
on, no
guy?
outs. I mean, this Nats game. I mean, I love that this is the only game I get to watch on television right now.
I was gonna say, what is? How come you don't have? Oh, I guess that is probably the closest game to you, huh?
Well, I get Orioles and Nats games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's come as a shocker, but I don't really pay for Major League Baseball Network.
I don't
Uh,
either because they always black out the games I want to see.
Phillies and Marlins are 4-3. Well, yeah, because it's designed for people who don't live in that area. If you're trying to watch it to
Which
watch
is
your Cleveland Indian games, it's not going to happen. Yeah.
which is dumb because if
Oh,
I'm
ball in
paying,
the
I should
dirt.
be able to watch whatever game I want to watch.
Yep. Well, yeah, ball in the dirt. So now you got runners at the corners for the Pirates. I'm going to get this 13.5.
I don't know why. I don't know why the MLB refuses to accept that people would much rather watch games from their own living room than go to a fucking baseball stadium. Like if I lived if I lived 20 minutes from the stadium, I might go to more games, maybe, but I'm not going to go to every game.
Well, to me, your whole thing is you get 162 games. You know how much more
Yeah,
money if you want to? I mean, why not pay that a la carte or give me a chance? Hey, give it $2 a game if I want to watch it on stream. You know, $5. People rent a
I
movie
don't,
at the same time.
yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why they would rather. I mean, I would gladly pay for that MLB package if I was able to watch every game. And it's the same thing with it's the same thing with ESPN Plus and the Pens games. Like they're blacked out on there. They're blacked out on the ESPN Plus the majority of the time. So I mean, I think they think that they're gonna make people go to the games by doing that, but really all they're doing is they're just encouraging people to stream it. Like, I mean, I'm not going to go to the game. I'd rather if I want to watch it at home, I'm going to watch it at home. So I'm either going to pay you for it or I'm going to steal it. But I'm not going to actually go to the game because I don't want to.
Yeah, it's a good time, but see, everyone always looks at it. Oh, it's the cost of the ticket, and I was like, the cost of the baseball ticket for the most part is not that much. You can get a decent seat for $18. You can get a decent seat for $9. But it's it's everything else: the beer, the food, the concessions, the parking. There, you come back. Okay, it's like I have a big faux pas about parking. I hate paying for parking. It's the dumbest thing ever. Smartest thing ever by somebody invented. It's also the dumbest thing ever. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, my main issue with going to the games is just driving there. Like driving there and driving back. I mean, I'm close enough that I can go, but I'm far enough that it's, like an hour and 20 minutes, and depending on how bad the traffic is getting in and out. I mean, it's a hassle. Um, so I mean, driving an hour and a half, especially if it's like a night game, and if you go to work during the day, or it you're coming home and it's like 10, 11 o'clock at night, so you're exhausted, and it's not really worth it. I mean, I like to do it every once in a while, but it's not something I would want to do all the time, regardless of whether we're talking baseball, football, hockey, whatever.
all right, so the Pirates have bases loaded here. 1 out. Up 4. Suzuku again is on the mound. I think this is the second time he's been up for the bases loaded.
You got 1-0 Yankees.
Yeah, I saw that. We need the Angels to do something here.
Oh, they still got Dane Dunning in there, huh?
Yeah, he just gave up that opening home run, and that was about it. All right, here we go. Suzuki. He's ready. Sees the offering. Top right corner. The ump says nope. So what's your
Order's
talk
giving
about
out the Bruins. Bruins plus 175.
what are they down 7-0?
I was gonna say, what's the score?
3-2, 11 minutes to go. I got my plus 205. All right, but Ottawa. Ottawa's a tough team. All right, here's what I'll
No,
do.
they're at home though. Bruins are at home.
All right, I'll tell you plus 205. In the same case, I'm going to go ahead and take Ottawa minus 1.5 goals at plus 270.
Man, the Leafs are up 7-3. Jeez.
Yeah,
The
the
Leaves.
Caps look terrible tonight.
Vegas is down 1-0 to Calgary already.
Oh, yeah, it's not going well. I need the Royals. We got 2 men on again, 1 out. Need the Royals. Nats aren't coming through. I need the Angels to get going. I need no more runs in the Marlins game. I need your over 3.5. We got the Cubs first half. We're up 3 runs. Then we can look to see if Ben can get his Rockies in after that's over. I did take the Padres live at minus 120. That was probably the best bet I took of the night.
Yeah, being 5-0.
Yeah.
Looking good.
We got no goals scored in the Anaheim Duck thing. That thing sucked. Over 3.5. Ducks are just going to walk in with a nice, easy win. Flames are finally winning. Knights killed me the other night. Killed a 5-team parlay. I was so pissed. Oh. Zuko has not had a solid hit on any of these. Kind of stuck the bat out. It's hit him twice. Nothing where he was like actually had solid contact.
Good, like, oh, this guy made good contact. No, just kind of
Stuck the
stuck the
bat
bat
out
out,
and it went
just
foul.
flipped it out there.
All right, 2-2 pitch. Right down the middle, and he fouls it off. 97 miles an hour, right down the middle, and you just keep fouling it off. Pitcher trying to use the sweat, grip the bat, baseball. Going through the signs. Batters are changing their guy in second place. His hands is on his knees, not on his knees. And he popped him up. Suzuki, once again, with the bases loaded, does absolutely nothing. Maybe you should pinch hit when this guy gets up with the bases loaded. Penguins just scored 5-2, laying it on them. All right. Bases loaded. And the Royals get 1 run in. That's good for me. 1 run. Angels get a base runner. Let's get a knock. I'll take a push. All right. First pitch is inside. You love live Pittsburgh Pirate commentary. Before this game, I could name about 4 guys. I used to pick this guy up when he was with the Brewers for Ben Gamel. And they were like, oh, he's going to turn into a great player. Yeah, it's solid. Never really lived up to his potential. Angels advance the man to second, but that's an out. Rangers will take that. High pitch, 3-0. The Nationals are doing a great job. Let's see if Ben Gamel swings at a pitch on a 3-0 count. Bat meets shoulder. Don't move until it's 3-1. Bat meets shoulder. Don't move till it's 3-1. He does it. And he actually does throw a strike. Wait for your pitch. Don't swing at anything. Have some patience. And that's it. And the Nats walk a run in. And that's 13. Pirates would have got to there before. It's 9-4. Pittsburgh Pirates are blowing up. Dogs and cats are living together. Mass hysteria. And the Pittsburgh Pirates are blowing up. All right. So Pirates are up 9-4. I need one more run. Bases loaded. Kevin Newman, who I couldn't tell you anything about. He's got no hits. He's walked once. He's 0 for 3 today, which means he's due. Patrick Murphy gets the sign. There's the deal. Nice pitch. His best pitch in the last 3 times. And the Angels, once again, can't get a run. Now, strand a runner on second, 4-2 into the fourth. I've got one more inning to hit my first 5. Rocky's got something going here. 2 outs, 2 on. We're getting nothing from the Braves. One guy warming up here for the Nats. Not shocked. We got a 1-1 count. Right down the middle of the plate, and he's late on it. Fouled it off. So do we trust the Phillies at all?
No. Not their bullpen.
Well, the Marlins are really probably going to get up one more time. Oh, they call strike 3. Right on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah. Royals scored a couple. 2-2.
And still got runners on the corners. Come on, Kansas City. Let's go. Let's go. How the Bruins doing? Did they score yet? 6 minutes to go. The Lightning tie it up at the end of the game. We're not going to get 7.5, but it's at least going to get 7, which doesn't really help at all, but yeah. The hell? Why would anyone ever take that? Phillies get a runner on here in the top of the 8th. 1 man on, 1 out. And immediately the books adjust the Phillies plus 1.5 to Phillies minus 1.5. Do you believe in magic? That's the question. You can get the Phillies at plus 300 right now with the runner on, one out. Which part of the lineup are they in? We're at the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Worst part of the lineup you can get. And he's got 2 strikes looking. Oh, that's where Didi Gregorius is. Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, Phillies.
Nick the Stick is not doing real well. I'm quite upset about that.
Castellanos.
I've lost money on Nick the Stick. Oh, great play, McKee. Oh no, it got through. Off the glove by Keebron Hayes. And the Nats get a runner on. All right. Whoever this bum is actually staying in the count here for the Phillies. Can they get a plus 300? And the Blue Jays got a runner on to start the inning. Here we go. Let's go. And the Tigers get out of the inning. 2-2. And we go into the 5th. And the Rangers get another run. Not looking good. Shohei Ohtani. Who is it? Heem again. Heem has a grand slam and a single. He needs a double and a triple for the cycle. Ohtani, 3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 4 Ks, 65 pitches. Send him back to Japan.
Yeah, he's not having a good start to the season, that's for sure. I mean,
Not at all.
last year was
There's no way he was going to.
last year was a special season, right? It was a special season. I don't know that we ever see that out of him or probably anybody ever again, or at least not for a long time.
Goodbye! And it's foul. And the Lightning win. And the Bolts win it in overtime. 1 minute in, 4-3.
Nice.
They scored 2 goals in a minute. Bolts win 4-3. Bruins have a power play. 5 minutes to go. Can they get one in to force it to overtime? Maikel Franco almost finally hit a home run. Way pulled it early, but he definitely got all of that. All right, so what's your take on Kershaw's perfect game that they took out and ends up a one-hitter?
When they took him out in the 7th inning of a perfect game.
Yep.
I don't know. I was reading something and they said that the take was that's everything that call right there is everything that's wrong with baseball.
Well, I mean, yes, I go back and forth. And when you sit there and you listen to the manager, or maybe this is manager speak, he hadn't pitched over 7 innings in a simulated game. It's his first game back. It's he's got a history of injuries. He was not against being pulled in the conversation that was there. And then I mean that's the question. Do you let him in and see if he can get a 1, 2, 3 quick one just to see if he can go, and maybe then yeah.
I
I
don't
mean
know. I think that I think that a perfect game and a no hitter, those those two things are two of the top achievements for pitchers, and for um that to essentially be taken away taken away from him an opportunity to do that, whether he agreed with it or not. I mean, if he said, look, I don't I feel like I'm at the end of my
yeah,
pitch count here. If he was giving you that feedback, then yeah, sure.
yeah.
I don't have a problem with that, but I don't know. I just think that that's something that's widely known as one of the top achievements in baseball, and for it to just kind of be thrown away. I mean, dude
Yeah.
had 21. He got through 21 and 27 batters. So I mean, he had six more outs. He needed six more outs to get a. I think it was a perfect game, wasn't it? It was a perfect game
It
that he
was a
had. I
perfect game.
don't.
Yep.
Yeah,
No
I
walks, no
mean,
hits. Yep.
that's pretty. A no hitter is one thing, but a perfect game is something else.
Yep. Okay. I can see that. Interesting take. All right, the Nats have something going here. We got one out. Runner on first, runner on second. Wilson Contreras. Boy, is his career took a nosedive. Sorry, Contreras is pitching. Yeah, this is Lane Thomas, one of the young rookies that the Nats really like. So, or young player, sorry. Rangers got a runner on second. I think, yeah, we need a massive inning by the Angels. Now it is the heart of the order for the Angels here in the fifth. So, are you saying there's a chance? All right, the Bruins power play ends with no goals. Senators, 3 minutes and 47 seconds, probably a minute away for the Bruins pulling the goalie. Can they do a lightning and put the game into overtime? And the Senators have a power play. That's not good because that's going to eat all but a minute and a half, and you're not pulling the goalie in that time. Phillies end the eighth. They've got one more chance in the ninth. And Contreras gets the strikeout on Alcides Escobar. What's your take on, like, I know they started doing it a couple of years ago, but like Anthony Rizzo's having a good year for the Yankees, and he's batting leadoff.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's not even um, so much where they're putting those guys in the lineup. A lot of times they move guys around a lot. I know um, I know that's generally something a manager would do with guys that are struggling, right? You kind of shuffle guys around in the lineup, but I don't. It's almost like they don't even. It doesn't even matter anymore. Like they'll shuffle guys around whether you're hitting well or not. Um, depending on I'm not sure how they're doing it. I'm not sure if there's analytics behind it or not. I know most teams are using analytics to basically make every decision anymore, so I'm assuming it's got something to do with it. But it's they'll shuffle guys around in the lineup. It seems like if it's not every day, it's like every other day they'll shuffle the lineup.
All right. Let's see if the Nats can get their 5th run. And we get this over 13.5 here. We got Contreras, 2 men on, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Hernandez 1 for 3 today, the leadoff hitter. And he struck out. And that's pretty much been the Nats. Got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Where is everybody?
Oh my goodness. Oh. Cubs just blew a pop-up. And they had a guy on first, and guy blows the Madrigal bails out. It looks like he's got it, and then Suzuki calls him off and then misses it, and then throws it to second, and dude's safe at second, coming from first. Oh my goodness.
So the inning continues, is what you're telling me.
Yeah. They got Rocky's got 2 guys on, 1 out.
Still up 3, right?
Yeah, 3-0 Cubs. Yeah, this Justin Steele's really dealing.
He's the steal deal.
Yeah. And 4 Ks or 5 Ks through 3 innings. Three and a third.
Oh, I should have brought my cup for water. Ugh. All right. Well, the Marlins get a runner on to start the inning. And the Rangers scored 2 more, so it's 7-2.
7-2. Yeah.
Yeah, I took Hawks money line. Corey Seager finally does something. He goes yard. That's the end of the night for Shohei Ohtani, who goes 3.2 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks.
Bad outing.
Yeah, that's not good, Carl. Not good.
Mm-mm.
All right, the Pirates up 9-4. Cole Tucker up. He's had a nice day. He's got a triple and a single.
There we go. Double play ball. 1, 2. All right, out of the inning.
Padres about to put more on. Can the Nats get out of an inning without giving up a base runner? We check in the Bruins, and they lose 3-2. And the Senators can't get an empty netter either. So, all right. 3-2 Senators final. Bruins live. Gerardo's pick does not come through. Angels first 5. I'm going to go on a limb and say that's probably not coming through. Tigers are still live. Cubs are still live. a really slow night without having a. But we gave you a lot of future plays for basketball into the weekend. So
I'm gonna put some. I've got two. I got two KBO plays on a. We'll go with the Japanese baseball parlay for tomorrow because the prices are pretty crazy.
taking Samsung and SSG.
Nope, and nope.
Nope.
No, I don't. I don't parlay KBO. That shit's crazy.
That's all I do.
The Japanese baseball is a lot more. Those teams are a lot more reliable than the Korean ones.
Isn't SSG like 12-2?
They are. Yeah, they're good this year. Which is crazy because I always laugh because they have I don't remember if it was last year or the year before they weren't very good SSG. Actually 2 years ago they were SK. They changed the team name or sponsor, whatever. They were the Wyverns, right? SK Wyverns, and they were awful. And they had then the following year they changed the name of the team, and they're the Landers now, SSG Landers, and their hats have L's on them, like, which I think is hilarious. It's just a big L with an S. It's like Landers S, but it's still just a giant L on their hat. But yeah, they're crazy good this year. I thought uh, I thought KT was going to be better than they are so far, but they have not been playing well. And the Dinos not have not been doing well either. Their pitching is shitty. The Dinos pitching is shitty, and they can't score any runs. So it's usually a formula to lose a bunch of games if you've got no pitching and you've got no hitting. KT, the Dinos, and Hanwha are all 2 wins, 8 losses, 2 wins, 9 losses. But yeah,
Okay. Well,
SSG's 10 and
yeah,
1.
it's 10-1. Yep.
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 And then the rest of the teams are kind of bunched up in the middle there.
And the Nats couldn't do it. They gave the first leadoff runner is on Cole Tucker is on first base. And the Phillies get out of the scare with the runner on fourth. So they go to the top of the ninth on a chance to win or a chance to give me an under, but I have it with the Angels, so that's not looking good. And the Padres don't get any more runs. And the Cubs go to the fifth. From the Tigers and Royals and the fifth at 2-2. Did he go around? No, he did not. I think the Pirates need to work on their size wise. They look to be a very slow team. How do I say this nicely? The catcher's 5'11", 225 pounds. The DH is 6 foot 250. None of these guys are winning foot races. And Vogelbach is the DH, and he's batting leadoff. And the Rangers got 2 more on just to really try to screw me. 2 on, 2 outs. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. Houston money line. Rich is giving Latte money line. That's Chiba Latte.
No, that's the KBO. Lotte and KBO, and then I also have the Lotte. I have the Lotte Marines and PB. That's the money line parlay. What's the number on that?
All right,
Must be
the Pirates.
45.
The Pirates steal second. So yeah. The TV. Who wrote that out? Yeah, there's no outs. I have no idea what the one means. The hell does the one? What? Only one. Oh, Perez struck out swinging on that. Okay. It's one out, man on second. Jake Morasnik, who's bounced around about 5 teams. And they try to catch the guy leaning on second base. And the Rangers get another run. It's 8-2. And we got bases loaded with 2 outs. I mean,
8-2 Rangers?
yeah.
Oh, jeez. It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. The Rangers are definitely looking to try to get their second win of the season by scoring 10 runs. Inside pitch, 1-1 here to Jake Morastik. All right, so the parlay is the Chiba Lotte Marines, not to be confused with the Lotte money line. I love how they're two
Just
different.
take both Lottes.
Yep. And the Yomiuri Giants. All right, we got a ball in the dirt, 3-1. I think the Nats here are gonna give you first and second here with no run. Reds and Dodgers are getting ready to start. You got anything there?
No. What you
Walker
want to add?
Buehler.
Depends on if you want to bet the Dodgers at minus 260.
We have a first 5, minus 2.5. I mean,
Like, their games are almost unbettable. Like, I almost never bet Dodger games unless I'm betting against them or betting totals.
yeah, they're minus 280 on the run line.
That's insane. Like
They're minus 280 on the first 5 on the run line.
minus 280, so minus a half. They're minus 280 minus a half on the first 5.
No, I had that at a run line. I'm sorry, not the run line, the money line.
Okay, money line. Yeah, I mean, still, it's crazy.
The run line for a first 5 is minus 1.5.
They're minus 180 on the minus a half. First 5. I mean, I don't really care. I don't really care what team's playing. If you can get a team plus 200 pregame.
Yeah. It's kind of how I feel. And yeah. All right, 2 outs, runner on the second.
The thing is you almost will never see plus money on the on the Dodgers unless they're down like 5. They'd have to be down like 4 or 5-0.
Yep. Agreed. All right, Tigers got a runner on second with 1 out. Phillies are down to the last out. Yeah, I just want to take the Reds plus 2.5 runs. Just to say Walker Buehler's human. All right. Arano deals. Nice pitch. One count for the Phillies. 2 outs. Down 1 run. JT Realmuto. And Arano for the Nats throws the ball into the dirt, and the Pirates have advanced to third base. And so Philly's got 2 hits in this inning and only has 1 run at first. Oh, that pitch he wasn't anywhere near, and that ends the 8th. That pitch almost hit him in his ankle, and he swung with it. He was completely fooled on that pitch.
The Reds' first 5 team total is 1.5. Even money.
We're going to have to sweat this. The Rockies got something going here. 2 men on.
They go. Oh, I
1
only
out.
see 1 on.
It's 2 men on, 1 out, first and second. They just walked. Steele's running into the end here.
The Reds' full game team total, you can get over 2.5 is minus 150.
And
3
Bryce
is
Harper,
minus 110.
Harper gave it a ride, but it's still an out, and the Phillies lose 3-4.
So the full game under comes through. The first 5 does not.
Yep. Which I took the full game under, but I tied it in with the Angels.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked just sticking with the 5, and it was good until that dreaded 5th inning. Seems to always get you. If things are going to go south, it's going to be in that 5th inning.
Yep, that's where guys get tired.
Been through the lineup a couple times, 2 times. Sometimes it's the 3rd time through. There's a reason we ate bets for 5 innings.
Ethan Roberts relieves Justin Steele. So the Cubs go to the pen. Steele does not complete 5 innings. Top of the 9th here. Nats need down 5 runs. Needs to put 5 runs on the board. Cubs need a double play ball here. All right. It's Charlie Blackmon to the plate. Heart of the order. Blackmon, Bryant.
I think Blackmon just walked. I think Blackmon's on first.
Oh, sorry. So it's Keith Bryant with 2 men on. EX Cubby, chance to do damage.
Oh yeah.
Is it a revenge spot? You know what that means? Absolutely nothing. Juan Soto is up to bat. Soto's had a great day of going 0 for 4. Bryant looks at the first offering. Strike one. Full count for Juan. He's battling. All right, let me take these baseball plays, and then we might just call it a night. I'm just tired.
Yeah, it's not. It's not the same when we only really got baseball going on.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Bryant got a base hit. Oh, you got to be shitting me. You guys are gonna blow this. Oh, and I think dude just got thrown out at third.
Yeah. Daz is out at third. Blackman gets the second. So first and second basically starts, but
What happened?
the
What was he doing? Why did he go back to the base? He's out.
yeah, he's clearly
Why
out.
did he go back to second?
Not really sure.
I didn't see a replay of the. I didn't see a replay. Oh, here we go. No, this is the replay of him getting thrown out. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he broke back to second on contact. Unless he thought maybe it was a line drive and he thought it was going to get caught and he was going to get picked off. Doubled off second.
What happened in this game? All right. Nelson Cruz strikes out. Juan Soto steals second, and the Tigers can't get a run. And the Padres are trying again. Josh Bell up to the plate. Chiba Latte and the Yomari Giants. Dun, 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 dun. Giants. See the end of this, and then we'll say best of luck with your bets. We gave you some weekend plays, and we'll kind of call it from there. I am kind of falling asleep. All right. And the Pirates get one out. They let Soto advance to third. That gives 2 outs. Matt's got a rally here to try to lose by 4 runs instead of 5. 2-2 count for the Cubbies. Let's see if we can at least get this first 5 in.
I'm gonna take a quick look at. Let's take take a quick look at baseball tomorrow. Not seeing anything that jumps out here.
Uh-oh. It's a drive. And it's to the left fielder. And that's it. The Nationals lose. The Nationals lose.
Well,
So
here comes one run for the Rockies. 3-1.
keep in mind it's Good Friday. There's a lot of early games because Europe is basically all off. So your Friday games are earlier in the morning. So be aware for that for your soccer games. There's 7:30 games. There's 10 a.m. games. So you might need to get your bets in earlier. Got some nice games there. Almost all the countries are playing. So a lot of things to look for. Hammerby gets to play Majalbi at home. It's a revenge game. We've got all the English Championship games are at 10 a.m. except for one at 7:30. Koji and Amager play at 7:30 for Denmark. So, all right. So, Angels first 5, no chance in hell. Rockies score a run. They've moved the runners, second and third on the double. Bryant third, 3-2. Brendan Rodgers is up to the plate. Brendan Rodgers is batting .095 on the year. He's 0 for 2 today. And can they get him out? That's the question. And what does Eric Roberts do? He throws him 3 straight balls.
I think they should have left the other fucking guy in. Jesus.
He's not batting 100, but we threw him 3 straight balls. No, we walked him on 4 pitches.
The freaking Steele would have been out of this inning if the damn outfielder would have caught the pop up.
Yep. So you have bases loaded now for the Rockies. The happiest guy in the world is Ben. He's ear to ear on his Rockies money line.
Yeah, but he's got the money line. I just need him to win the first inning. I don't give a shit what happens after this inning.
Yeah.
Rockies could win by 10 runs. I don't really care.
You can win in the 6th. Don't win now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What are the Cubs Rockies? What do we got live? Bases loaded. Eric Roberts not pitching well. Ryan McMahon is now up. The last guy batted 95 for the year. And Ryan McMahon's got to be knocking the cover off the ball here since he was before
7
after Rodgers.
7-0 Padres.
So he's batting 200. And let's see if Eric Roberts can throw a strike. Cubs with 2 outs could have just been trying to put the force out. They wanted to pitch to get to Ryan McMahon. And the great words of Charlie Sheen, I'll walk him. I want Parkman. And his first pitch is the ball.
You can't freaking make this up.
He has now thrown 6 consecutive balls nowhere near the plate.
For something that looked like it was going to be easy. I mean, they had one guy on with 2 outs.
That is 7 consecutive balls. Right now, there's no truth to the rumor that the Rockies have dropped their bat. Their coach will not let them actually swing at any pitch because this kid can't find the plate. He's nibbling. He's scared to hell. Everything is right on the line, and this umpire is basically has a strike zone the size of dental floss. And hey, he threw a strike. He threw a strike. And the Rockies guy fell over in disapproval that there was actually a pitch that was over the plate. So that is 1 strike, 2 balls, 2 outs, bases loaded, 3-1. And here's the pitch. And it's ball 3. What a shocker. Ball 3. He tried to nibble again. Every pitch
They're
has
gonna
been
have
in
to
the
if
same
they're
spot.
gonna have to change pitchers if this dude walks in a run.
Every pitch has been in the same spot. Outside corner. Only 1 was a strike. The other 2 were called balls. And unfortunately, here we go. The 5th pitch at the at bat. 3-1. And he throws the 2nd strike. He got a 2nd strike. That's another one. He threw that one right smack over the plate. That was dead red center. And they got a foul tip, and that's what helped us actually get a 2nd strike. He's got a full count. Ryan McMahon, he's 0 for 1 today. He's only batting 200 on the season. He's quite pathetic. Young Eric Roberts. And it's another foul ball. They're really making this kid work. Ethan Roberts is a rookie. He basically yet to give up a run. He was well before this inning. And in 17 pitches, he's thrown in a third of an inning. So other than that, he's kicking ass. 3-2. Is he going to walk in a run? That's what the fans want to know. Is he that bad? And here comes the payoff pitch. Nope. He didn't pitch it. All right. Little mix up on the signals. And there's another foul ball. Well, I thought he was going to the plate. Instead, he shook him off, and then he went back through, and then he came through with the foul ball. All right, that is 3 straight fouls. That is about the only way this kid gets a strike. Ugh. The Dodgers score. It's 1-0 LA. Dodgers got 2 men on, 1 out.
They're up already? I thought they were at home. The Reds must have went out real fast.
Yeah, they went 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
All right, we're back to it. Here we go. What are the Cubbies going to do? Kid's got a full count. He's got 3 straight foul tips. Is he going to be this pathetic and walk in a run? And I want to get a refresh. And he does it. He does it. He walks in a run. 3-2, bases loaded, 2 outs.
We gotta change pitchers.
Young Ethan Roberts does not have it today. Came in his game with 0 ERA. Now he's walked 2 straight.
Yep, making the change.
Yep. And Elias Diaz, a guy who actually has a hit today and a hit on the year. What are they going to do here? Bottom of the 5th. This is where you're taking aspirin like chiclets. Trying to say to get over this headache. And the Rangers have scored 10. The Rangers have scored 10.
10-2.
It is 10-2. The Angels have just decided that this season is over. We're 3-4.
And they got 2 guys on. 2-0 Dodgers.
All right. We said we'd go at the end of this inning when we thought we'd had an easy win. And the Cubs have made it there. And so far, Ben has decided not to jump off the building. He is running. You can get the Rockies right now at minus 115. Bases loaded. The over-under in this game is 10.5. I do think we see some runs because Cubs pitching sucks, and it's not going to get any better.
No, it does. It's not going to get any better from here on out. That's why I was hoping we were going to get 5 innings from Steele.
The alternate run line, you can take the Rockies minus 285 for plus 285, minus 2.5 for plus 285, not minus 285 runs. That would be crazy. Or you can take the Rockies minus 1.5 run for plus 155 if you think they can come back on the next couple pitchers. So we do get a new pitcher in, and the new pitcher sucks just as much as the other guy. And Keegan Thompson, not related to the guy from Saturday Night Live, has thrown 2 straight balls, but he kind of looks like the guy from Saturday Night Live, except he's white. But Keegan Thompson has 2 pitches that nowhere near the plate, and it comes through. And this next pitch, it's hit. And I think that's foul. And I lost my signal. Let me refresh. We'll see what happened. And that's the end of the inning. It's the end of the inning. We actually get to one-time go. All right, the floodgates were open. The Cubs did every possible thing they could possibly do to lose the game. And first 5, and they actually won first 5. The Angels, that didn't get there. We'll just say that just didn't get there. Tigers and Royals. Tigers got a man on in the 7th. We just need a big base knock. Dodgers have put up 3 already on the Reds, and they've got runners at the corners. So now you see why it was minus 2.5. Other than that, we will go through tonight. We'll go through. We got a lot of plays. We talked about NBA, gave you a lot of plays in Friday's game, gave you a couple more plays in Saturday's game, Sunday's game. So we will see. We got some KBO plays, some Japan plays. So all those will go in the records. Shock D did not call since his team is up 7-0 in the 7th inning. I guess he's worried because they have really bad bullpen. So maybe they blow this, but we shall see. It'd be very tough to pull a Cubby. But other than that, thanks y'all for joining. We'll be back next week. See you, Rich.
Thanks, guys.